What a fool.
What a fool.
That was an interesting way to start. And here we go.
My inside voice. We're going to the zoo today.
Yeah, we are. Or not, depending on what your take is on the zoo.
Yeah.
Today we're discussing the animal world, and specifically, well, not specifically, but like the connection to the animal world. Like, just there's some people that have they feel like a bond, because technically humans are animals too. We're mammals.
Yeah.
We're just, we're furless.
You say that like you don't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. I don't know. Like, I mean, yeah, we're animals. We're mammals. We're furless. Well, some of us. I don't know if you've seen like Robin Williams. He was not necessarily a furless mammal. I met some dudes at water parks that were definitely not furless mammals.
Yeah. Some Greek tourists.
Oh man, it was brutal. Yeah,
it would be gross to be covered in hair.
It was gross to see it.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. I got the hair on my chest and my back and stuff, but these guys, I was in a wave pool and like you could see it looked like algae.
Yeah, hair moving in the water is so gross. Like, it's such a gross sight.
Especially when it's coming from a guy named Daryl.
Yeah. Or Maurice.
Yeah.
Just some huge Greek guy.
Oh, yeah. He's got a gold chain.
Yeah.
It's like sea anemones.
I knew a Greek girl in high school, and she used to say, "Chuparata karissa."
What does that mean?
It was, "You better take it easy." Chuparata karissa.
That's aggressive. That's so aggressive.
Yeah. It was funny. They talk like that. But it was more like, it was like a New York thing.
Oh, okay.
New York and Greek people mixed.
Hell yeah, dude.
Anyway, animals. Are you right off the top, like starting from the top? Are you pro animal? Are you an animal person?
Oh, they're tasty. No, I see. It's weird. Like on one hand, I could see myself going vegetarian. I don't know about vegan. Like, I like cheese. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it, and stuff like that. But vegetarian, maybe pescatarian.
Have you ever eaten for a long period of time vegetarian or vegan or anything?
No, I think that's something we should try down the road. Is like go for like a week and just go like vegetarian or vegan. I think, and just see. 'Cause I did it one time for a month and I lost like 20 pounds.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I did. I went vegan for like 3 months.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I ate. I was no sugar. I ate vegan, and it was like insane diet. And then at the end of it for like a holiday or something, I ate like a chocolate silk pie, like a piece of like it was some kind of chocolate pie, and it like I've never tasted anything like it.
Yeah.
Like that experience, that was like, it was going from no sugar for I think it was like 3-4 full months.
Yeah.
To one of the most sugar dense things you could eat.
Holy
it
shit.
was nuts.
That's like being born and then doing an 8 ball of cocaine.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's insane. I don't know. It's a wild experience. I don't know, but eating like that,
did it fuck
feel
up your
really
system. Like,
no.
Okay.
No, my body was like, let's go.
Oh, gotcha.
Get back to unhealthy eating.
That was the weird thing. Is like after about a month of that, then I like, because I was trying when I went vegetarian, I was trying also not to eat junk food, because a lot of people go vegetarian
and they're
like
Oreos.
Well, Oreos,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was trying not to eat.
I also
like
hate when people are like vegetarian and they eat tons of like vegetarian foods that are shaped and look like and taste like meat.
Yeah. Okay, that's funny you brought that up, because that's
it's a strange thing to be like, you're disgusting, you eat meat, what's wrong with you? And then all your products are imitating me. It's like lesbians using a strap-on dildo.
Yeah.
Like they're like, fuck men, and they're like, the first thing we're gonna do is
we're
replicate.
gonna fuck like men.
This is the same thing. You're just like, I'm better than you. I'm a vegan, and then they're eating a weird looking sausage. It's like this is a gooseberry tofu mock sausage, and you're like, the gooseberry makes it look like blood, and you're like, there's what?
Why? What's I love animals. As I bite the head off this lion animal cracker, I crunch. You know, it's fucking.
Or like the other argument is like plants are alive, and they all the spectrum, the science spectrum of like plants have feeling.
Well, you cut grass before, right?
Yeah.
You know that smell? That's a distress signal from the grass.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's the grass being like, stop it, please.
That's the grass like, no.
Their screams are delicious smelling.
Yeah.
That's so funny. So the like grass stains on my shoes is like grass blood.
Oh yeah, dude.
It's like a grass massacre.
Fucking.
Yeah, it's funny that, but then they're like, they're like, fuck, you shouldn't eat animals, and it's like, well, you shouldn't eat plants then if you're gonna be moral across the board.
Yeah.
But then we also eat people who do eat animals. They you don't want to eat cute ones. You don't eat dogs here, or like cute looking animals.
There's some meat like when it's marinated a certain way. I don't care what it looks like. If it tastes like that, I'll eat the shit out of it. But like
marinades are good.
I have such a dual-edged sword for me. It's like on one hand, like there's some times where I don't even want any meat. I don't want to eat. I don't want nothing. I just like, dude, you know what sounds good? Steamed broccoli right now. Like it's weird. It's weird. I go through these weird phases. But then also like violence. I love violence. Like,
see, I'll watch like they'll be like animals are inhumanely treated in factory farms. You could show me like a 20-second clip of factory farming, and I'll consider being vegetarian for like an hour.
Yeah.
I'll just be like, God damn, I don't want to hurt animals.
Yeah.
And then I'll justify it by being like, they're dead already.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat them, and then
I gotta pay my respects.
my honest, when I didn't eat animal stuff, it's very boring. A lot of the health of it does not taste good.
Yeah.
And if you like to cook, like I love to cook, it's one of my favorite things. So not being able to use meat in any capacity, there's no substitute for like certain, things that you could do with meat, or like the way meat tastes.
Yeah.
In certain respects, you can make vegetables taste amazing, like hard roasted, like Brussels sprouts or broccoli, like when it's like crispy.
Yeah.
And it could be incredible, but it's still like its own thing,
Yeah.
It's still,
I gotta try that. What the fuck was it? Is it dragon fruit, or it was like, was it?
Most of those exotic looking fruits don't taste as good as they.
Well, they took a fruit and they marinated it like a ham, and they sliced it like a ham. I love ham, like a good roast.
I just heard I heard my buddy from New York works with a guy who's in the. I can't record this. I can't.
Okay.
I'll tell you off mic.
Okay.
He works with a it's rough.
Oh, okay.
I'll just tell you off mic.
Yeah. Yeah. With that, well, yeah.
Well, animals. You got? Do you own any animals, or do you have?
Not anymore.
Have you had a lot of pets?
I've had a wide array of pets. I've had a couple chinchillas, a couple guinea pigs, bunny rabbits, a couple turtles, a couple lizards, a couple cats, a couple dogs. At one point, I thought I was gonna have a mini horse.
A mini horse?
Yeah, I was okay.
You have room for that?
No, it was weird how it occurred.
Like,
at the time, I was
gonna keep it in a bathtub.
I was living with my ex and her family, and like it was a weird transition because we were getting ready to move to Orlando.
Yeah,
and so I was living there, and they had like a 2-bedroom, like a 2-story house, and so it was me and my ex were upstairs, and I was working mall security. I was going to work at like 6 a.m, so I'd get up at like 4:35. Well, I had to get something out of my car, and there's a fucking mini horse, like a mini horse, just standing there like right by my fucking driver's side door. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, am I still sleeping? I thought I was still sleeping. And I was like, this is weird. And I'm like talking to the horse like it's a person. And I was just like, dude, I got to get to my car. And it was like, fucking doing all this weird shit.
Wait, how big is a mini horse?
A mini horse
I'm
is
picturing a pony, but I don't.
it's well, a mini horse is smaller than a pony.
This is like a Great Dane.
Probably about the size of a Great Dane.
Okay.
Yeah, probably about the size of a Great Dane, but a horse. And this little bastard. And then I had to like alpha male it too. It was crazy because he was being stubborn. I'm like, get the fuck away from my car. Like, move. I get shattered.
Yeah.
And then once I established dominance, it was weird that he followed me. He was like,
he's like, I'm going with this guy.
I like this guy. Like, it was weird.
I like
so
the cut of his jib.
I found out that he liked. Well, I shouldn't have been feeding him Cheetos, but I was feeding him Cheetos because I had. Well, I was just like throwing. I was like
Beefaroni.
Yeah, he liked Cheetos and he loved apples. Apparently, horses like apples.
Yeah.
And so we had
a one-eyed white horse an apple once.
Was that?
I fed a one-eyed white horse an apple once.
That sounds like a euphemism for your dick, dude.
In Kentucky.
You know, my one-eyed white horse.
Yeah. My one-eyed white horse.
I call it secretariat. But so I was like, move! I need to get to my car, and he was like, and then he just followed me. He kept following me. I'm like, what the fuck, man? So I called my work and I told him, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be late. You're not gonna believe this. I said I'll send the picture to one of my coworkers. I said, but I have a situation with a mini horse, and they're like, what? I'm like, let me talk to my supervisor, and I talked to the supervisor that I was on there, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna be late. I got a mini horse. They're like, what? I'm like, I just check Patrick's phone. That was a coworker of mine, and I sent him a picture, and they're like, what is this? I'm like, it's not. I have a cheap phone, but yeah, that's a mini horse that I'm dealing with right now. I said, it's just loose.
I'm dealing with.
Yeah, and so they're like, well, you got some sick days, so I just called out of work that day, and so for hours I was just dealing with this mini horse, and then me and my ex were talking, and they're like, I guess we have a mini horse now. Like, it's so weird.
You're dealing with it like it wouldn't leave you. It was just following you around.
It kept following him around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it kept following him out. It kept wanting to go in the house. Like, you can't go in the house. So we had to like bring it around the back. And then she had a golden retriever. And then the golden retriever was spooking it, you know.
Yeah.
Because the golden retriever was like mildly retarded. Like, it was... It was like
it got kicked in the head by the mini horse.
Honestly, it was a rescue. It was either beaten or hit by a car.
Oh.
It was like missing some of his teeth too.
Oh,
so
shit.
it was the saddest fucking. It was a definitely a Sarah McLachlan moment every time that dog did anything.
Oh god.
It was just like fucking, and it would just stare off into nothing.
Oh my gosh.
But it was a lovey baby. So like it was just like. It wanted the cuddles and attention all the time.
Yeah.
And so it was like new friend, and then the horse was like, and I had to like yell at the horse, like calm down, It was like, and then I would hand it apples, and it ate a whole bag of fucking apples. It ate a whole bag of them, man. And then finally,
no wonder it's following you around, just giving them those Fugees.
Yeah. Like fucking the way they eat is so weird.
Yeah, they're like, it's almost like Alien, how like the mouth comes out of the little mouth comes out of like their teeth, like like do that and their lips retract, like their lips pull back.
Like that Fire Marshal Bill thing.
Yeah.
Like, then their jaws do this. Yeah, it's weird.
I remember when I fed the horse, they told me you have to keep your hand flat because they'll bite you.
Bit me.
Yeah, they'll bite you.
Yeah, he bit me. I was like, hey, and he's like, and then finally, after I'd say about almost 8 hours, there was a knock on the door, and it was this guy in cowboy boots, like a straight up fucking cowboy, and he was like, hey, I'll see. I forgot what he called it. I think he named the fucking horse Dexter.
I see Dexter.
I see Dexter in the backyard, and I was like, is that the horse's name? And I was like, and then I think Dexter was out. I was like, you named your horse after a serial killer on Showtime. Like,
he's like he kills people.
he goes, no,
The horse has 6 bodies.
yeah, he plays like he's dumb, but he lures you in by feeding him apples.
Has he been following you around? Because that means he's about to kill you.
Yeah. They look around. Fucking, he's got a knife in his hoof.
There's plastic in your laid out in your home.
All the cat, the dog are dead. Snuffed him out. But yeah, so he picked up Dexter. He had a little truck. And he's like, "Come on, Dexter."
Yeah. What about hunting? What are your thoughts on hunting?
Sometimes I think hunting is gratuitous. It's not necessary. Most of the people I know that hunt, they just do it because it like gives them a big bad boner or whatever the fuck. But like, there's like times where I think like people that live in Alaska, like hunting, that's like a necessity.
Like to survive.
Yeah, that's like a survival
that's different.
thing. But I mean, venison's pretty good though. And
Yeah.
like weird, like some of those.
I've had Southerners bring venison.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have mixed feelings on it because I'll see people post pictures of like hunting pictures.
Yeah.
And it immediately like makes me mad and
Yeah.
almost like feel sick. Like I have one of my best friend's brothers hunts ducks all the time.
Yeah.
He lives in Tampa, and he hunts ducks all the time. Always posts just a pile of dead ducks on his lap, just laying there with their little faces all turned up, and he's just like, "Check this out," and I'm like, "Man, you're just like killing piles of ducks."
Also, I don't necessarily like. Okay. A lot of dudes and chicks too like hunt because it's like this adrenaline rush. Like,
yeah, but it's such an it isn't. I guess it's an adrenaline. I've never been hunting, so people will immediately go, "Fuck you, city boy."
no, but I tell them, fuck
it's
them.
not fair.
Yeah,
the animals are such a disadvantage to people. They wear camouflage. They're up in a little hut. They have guns.
That's exactly how
and
I
they
feel.
have like things to attract the animals. So animals are just, it's like someone put a hamburger or like a bag of McDonald's like on your sidewalk, and you're like, what's this about? And they shoot you. You know, you're like,
is that a 20-piece? Boom!
Someone rings your bell. It's a bag of Chili's.
or don't be fucked up if I did my DoorDash.
Yeah, DoorDash. Yeah,
here's your pizza.
Yeah, bam.
And I terminate them.
No, I think. I mean, I don't know. You should be able. You should be able to die if you're hunting. Like you should.
Yeah. What you're saying, I totally agree with.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I honestly,
feel like people should die if they.
I would respect you a lot more if you showed me a picture of a 10-point buck that you choked out yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
You fought it with your hands.
Yeah.
Like you were given like a second place softball league trophy and like a pair of winter gloves, and you go and you kill a buck. No, I don't know. Like just a real, there should be some sort of evening of the playing field, because it just feels too unfair to be an animal in that situation.
Yeah.
And for people to be proud of themselves for killing an animal when it would. I'm guessing maybe it's not so easy, but I'm assuming it's not. If you have a rifle and a stupid animal standing there and it's like chomping on grass and looking around, and you shoot it, how hard is that? Am I being ignorant?
No, it's not hard at all. Like, I mean, high schoolers do it all the time. They just walk into a
little
school
kids
and
hunt, right? But I don't know. I have mixed emotions on that. So, yeah, I just wished. I wish I wish the animals knew how to set up like booby traps or something. Like the animals are like the Viet Cong. Like they have like bamboo pits smeared in their own shit. Hunters walk around, they fall through to a punji stick.
Dude, they should do. You remember the video game Duck Hunt?
Yeah.
By the way, when I was a kid, I used to say that all fucked up. I used to say it too quickly. It was like Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
So, and my parents were like, "What'd you say?" And I was like, "Duck Hunt."
I'm playing with Duck Hunt.
Duck Hunt. But they should do like a live action remake of Duck Hunt, but it's like the ducks are like almost like sentient, and they're like, who's the hunter, or who's the prey,
Or yeah, like there needs to be some sort of like you get to hunt, like you're hunting deer,
yeah.
but sometimes they're in like a reserve, like they're in a closed off area, so the animals can't even get out.
Oh yeah, that's how they do it in Africa.
Yeah, so they should do that, but they should let you hunt, like, let's say you're hunting like a antelope or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, hunt. Call it an antelope or an elephant or whatever. Why the fuck would you kill an elephant? But yeah, release them and go. All right, you go kill an elephant. But at the same time, we're releasing 5 lions in this thing. Maybe at different times, maybe all at once. Who knows?
Yeah.
But they're gonna be here in the time. So good luck. Go hunt. This way, they're like, I'm gonna try to hunt this elephant, but I'm also being hunted myself.
Yeah. Or I actually like that. Or we they do an online thing, and we get to choose what you have to try to kill the elephant with. It's like it could be a pistol, or it could be an ice skate and a toothbrush.
Yeah, or no, it's like a mystery box. Like you pay $10,000, you show up, and then they do they play dramatic music like on the Food Network,
the box reveal.
Yeah, and they open it up. It's like on a silver platter.
What's this show on Food Network?
Iron Chef.
Iron Chef.
Yeah. And then open, or is that Who Wants to Be a Millionaire sound effect, I think. But yeah, they'll do a big reveal, and it'll be like
you have to try to kill this pack of lions with a tire jack and a fleshlight.
A used fleshlight. It's slippery.
It's so lubed.
Oh, gross. Yeah, that would be great. See, then they could do pay-per-view. I would watch a hunter try to... They need to, but tie it back in for conservation somehow.
Yeah.
Save the animals.
It's organic lube.
You mentioned Native Americans. They're big with animals. They use all the parts.
Now, yeah, see, that's another thing. Is like there's some cats I know that hunt, and they'll make pelts out of the fur. They'll use the bones for like jewelry or like.
So they
do like that. I'm not totally appreciative of it.
But
unless you are
Native
American or something. But like, if you're gonna use the animal, then use the animal, that type of thing.
You know about the buffalo?
What about them?
The U.S. I believe it was the government killing buffalo.
Oh, or they almost put them extinct.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they tried to get rid of Native Americans for land.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, that you should look up pictures. You ever see pictures of it? They have like stacks of buffalo skulls of like all the ones they kill thousands and thousands, because buffaloes were like the main
source of food.
Source of everything for like Native Americans, food, clothing, So their logic was like, we want this land, but they're like too hard to move, so they'll like kill their food source.
Jesus.
And they like mass genocide buffalo. That's real U.S. history.
Oh yeah, the U.S. history is fucking riddled with this. It's
pretty ugly.
A nightmare landscape if you weren't white.
Yeah, it was a bloody staircase up to Amazon and iPhones and shit. We all get to reap the benefit, but there was some poor little buffalo get killed.
It's just a plasma drenched stairway to progress. That should be the name of the episode. Plasma drenched stairway to progress.
I like it. Mark it down. Yeah, but I guess that's definitely a better way to do it. If you're gonna if you're gonna kill it, at least make use of it, or like most of it, I guess.
Yeah. And then I guess go back into when you mentioned conservation and we mentioned zoos. What's your take on zoos? What's your take on it?
Every time I go to a zoo, the animals look depressed.
Yeah.
and they look tired, and they look like they don't look happy, you know. And so it kind of bums me out. But I love animals, so I love seeing them. So I think it's fun. I love going to a zoo and like seeing an animal, but I never. You see like videos of like an animal in the wild on like National Geographic, and you never see that in like you never see that like
that behavior.
They look dead, you know.
Oh yeah, they're broken. Yeah, and they do
like a suburban husband.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Most animals remind me of. One time I went to the zoo and it was like baboons, and like you said, they looked just tired and disenfranchised.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it reminded me of like one time I went on a blind date with a mom whose like kid was giving her shit, and it was just like
what, like over the phone, like texting.
Yeah. And it was just like she was like, why are you here? Like, that's what it felt like. I like zoos for conservation purposes. Sometimes there's situations where, like, you know, like for example, the Irwins, the Australia Zoo, like the care that they take and like
if they're taking good care of them, that's awesome.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's zoos were initially zoos were created out of like excess to some extent. It was like, hey, look, we got this wild animal that doesn't live here. But then they started like utilizing zoos as like a like conservation, like, you know, oh hey, these are endangered. If we keep them here, we can breed them and breed stuff like that. But it's so weird. Like I don't like. I'm glad like the circuses stopped using live animals.
Yeah,
you know, because it's like why do we need to beat the shit out of this tiger?
Yeah,
you know?
Anytime they're just like beating the crap out of an animal to do like a dumb trick.
Yeah,
for people to be like, ooh, you
know,
like fuck off with all that, you know. Like, just do a better clown car. Like, stuff more clowns in that little car.
Yeah, I mean, we know that if you
take away the safety net of the trapeze and let a few of them,
but they were fucking. Oh Jesus Christ, that got dark.
Sorry.
No, but I mean, we the thing is, we already knew if you beat something, it'll obey. You know, but then there's side effects. You know, like look at the Jacksons.
Someone told my wife that. Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's good. They're, you know, when they're treated well. I worked at a zoo once.
Really?
The San Diego Wild Animal Park, in like North County, San Diego. I was the voice for an animated zebra. And there was a camera, and you could see out like into the space, like wherever the screen.
So okay, this whole time we were doing the podcast, I've known you. You never told me you were you were a cartoon.
Yeah, no, I never have. I don't tell many people that.
What? If I was a cartoon, I'd tell everybody. Dude.
Oh, yeah.
That's like one of my bucket lists.
When I went in for the audition,
yeah.
I was like stoked about it because I was like, man, I want this job because I was like, that would be a sweet gig, you know? You're just voicing it. You're just crowd working people as they walk by a screen. And so I created a voice for the character, you know? Because I was doing like improv and shit at that point. So I was like, I'm going to create a character and go in and like do a full character for them. And then I went in, I started doing the voice, and it and they're like, "Can we stop you?" And they're like, "Just talk like your normal voice." I was like, "Oh, okay."
What's the voice?
I was just like, "Well, hey, I'm a zebra," and you know, and they're like, "Great, you're hired." It was so weird.
Yeah,
I was like, it was so unimpressive. But yeah, you sat in this little closet, and there's screens, and you could move the camera, and you could see the space in front of you. And there was controls.
Okay, they do that at Disney.
Yeah.
And Universal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's like a common theme park thing.
Yeah.
But you could make it move with like controls and the thing. So you could make it do different animations and like celebrations and all that shit. And then, but then you could talk, and this little mouth would move, and people would come by, and you just like joke around with them, make fun of them and stuff.
But it was animated?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, it was a big TV. And it was
okay. So they went with the there's a Turtle Talk with Crush is at Epcot.
Yeah.
And it's very similar. But then it also Disney has, and then Universal they have animatronics, and then have like cameras in the eyes, and then also
That's
Mickey at Magic Kingdom. Mickey has, it's his mask. It moves and stuff, and then it's controlled. Just someone else talking. So because like usually whoever's portraying Mickey is like a woman or a small Mexican man who doesn't really know English.
A horse jockey.
Yeah. And so one time my buddy was controlling Mickey that day.
Yeah.
And he's like, come to the park. And it was when my niece and nephews were there. And they were like, so how's it, doing all that stuff. But it was the person, the small woman or Mexican man. And then his mask was talking, but it was my buddies talking. Kind of like what you're talking about. Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It was a funny gig. I actually worked with a handful of people who worked at Disney. Like, people who worked that job worked also at Disney and did some of the character work.
How close is Disneyland in San Diego?
San Diego is 110 miles from LA. I think Disneyland was in Anaheim, so it's a little less than that. So
Okay.
probably like 80 miles, maybe.
No, it's probably the distance from here
60
to
miles.
Oh, fuck. I didn't know it was that close.
Yeah, but I mean, that could take you anywhere from like an hour to drive to like 3-4 hours. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude, it's nuts.
Yeah.
White knuckling, life contemplating, existential crisis traffic. Yeah, I like animals. I have 2 dogs.
Yeah.
That's good. Pets are fun. I think it is weird when people have like, you ever hear like, I hear stories in like New York City, and it will be like they'll find like someone will have like a tiger in like Queens, you know?
Yeah.
They'll just have like a tiger in their apartment, or like a full alligator, or like, some exotic animal.
Yeah, I mean, Florida's known for that. Like,
Yeah,
the fucking Everglades are full of fucking pythons now because people
just dump them in there.
Well, they had them as pets, and then they got too big, or they like moved, or like it basically started out was like people were like having pythons, Burmese pythons, as pets, and then like some of them were having them in fucking apartments, and then they got like the landlord came over, and they're like, "What is that? That's got to go," and they just dumped them off in the fucking Everglades, and now they don't have any natural predators. The Burmese pythons. And so now they have this like fucking gangland turf war with the alligators and the Burmese pythons. Like I don't know if you saw it where
the Crips,
where the Burmese python like was wrapping around, was trying to eat the gator, but it got it. I mean, it's successful. It killed the gator. It tried to eat it, but the gator was just too much, and it like split out the side, so it was like a draw.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they killed each other.
They don't know any limit to. They're like, this is too big. I'm not going to eat it. They just try anyway.
I mean, when they're over a certain size,
maybe I'm part snake.
Was that? You're part snake. I know some girls are part snake. They're like nothing's too
unhinge
big.
Their jaw.
Yeah, but it just burst out the side. It's just so now they have these fucking Cajun guys that will shoot down. They have TV shows about it now. They're like the gator hunter guys.
Yeah.
I forgot the swamp people. And they're all doing and they're like, hey, we have too many Burmese pythons, and then there was a venomous snake too that's down there that's not supposed to be. No, it was the Burmese pythons. They just have like rattlesnakes and a bunch of water moccasins down there naturally.
Yeah,
and stuff. And so they're trying to kill the Burmese python, but then one of the guys walked into a nest of water moccasins, and I'm like, I know that feeling. That rest stop situation. But yeah, dude. But yeah, it's just weird. I don't know, man. I feel so weird about zoos and just in general, Um, I definitely hate when anytime I see a kid like tap the glass,
Yeah,
like
it's
that knows
annoying.
better, it age to know better. Like
Yeah.
5 and under, maybe depending on the intelligence level of the kid. But if you're older than that, I think you should be thrown into the glass with the animal, and then
I do like the videos where you see like monkeys or gorillas or stuff mimicking human stuff.
yeah,
You know, I think that's interesting because it's interesting to see them connect and understand that.
yeah.
I would love to work with Anna. It would be cool to hang out. I I always wanted a pet monkey, but then I heard you ever hear it was on O&A back a while ago, but it's a 911 call where like a woman
Oh, she got her face ripped off by the
yeah.
fucking orangutan.
Yeah, her friend gets attacked by the woman's pet monkey,
Yeah,
and the woman like makes the 911 call screaming
yeah.
that the
He
monkey
basically turned
attacked
that
her
lady
friend,
into a
and
Mr.
you hear
Potato
the
Head.
monkey- That is fucking crazy. And so I'm just like, man, like they're cool and all, and I want to like, I always want to feed animals. I always want to be like, here's food. 'Cause
Yeah.
I feel like it's just like anything that you offer food to, they're like, oh, okay, you're cool. You know, you're like, here's
Yeah.
food. But you hear that 911 call, and I'm like, man, you can't get near them because they'll rip your face off. And you see that woman's face; she looks like a burned big thumb. You know, like
Jesus Christ.
it's terrible. And yeah, that's an amazing. If any fools listening to this, you want to hear something dramatic, listen to that. The Opie and Anthony one is great because I think Patrice is on there.
Oh,
That's amazing.
shit. Oh man,
Very funny.
now I definitely got to hear it because
Yeah, you gotta
gotta.
pull it up. O&A, the monkey. I don't know.
Monkey.
Monkey tape.
It's weird when you have encounters with the wild animals because I used to have a bunch of them when I worked at Disney.
Yeah.
Because it's not Disney. Man, once again, we're talking about Disney.
They should just sponsor us at this point.
Yeah. I don't think they would. Not
No.
after some of the conversations we've had.
No.
But Disney was Walt Disney World's built on a swamp basically. It's all swampland, Central Florida, and it's a lot of people don't know this, but I don't know about now. But at the time I worked there, it was still this. All 47 square miles is technically a conservation area.
Oh.
So all like you can't do anything about the animals that cross the roads and stuff all willy nilly because it's all conservation. And we learned about that. One time there was a story about there's a campground called Fort Wilderness. Fort Wilderness is a campground, and they have deer all in that area. Just back roads are dark as shit.
Oh.
And there's deer, and some redneck decided to pull over, fucking just start hunting deer on the side of the road.
Oh no.
He shot like 2, and then cops were like, people they were like, there's gunshots, someone's firing something, and one of the Orange County officers rolled up on the dude, he just fucking straight up murked a fucking buck, just on the side of the
Holy
road.
shit.
Yeah, and I used to work third shift for like probably about 6 months, and holy shit, man, I came across all kinds of stuff, man. And I'm in a little golf cart most of the time, like on foot / golf cart. So I'd bring the golf cart and I'd check I would do foot patrol up and down the stairs. A lot of times the around that time I was working there was like off season,
Yeah.
so a lot of those rooms are empty. And so I'm just checking to make sure that no one's like trying to break in or whatever the case is. And we had this thing with like people dropping pizza flyers. They would put a pizza flyer at your door, and what they would do is they would do it in a way where they would kneel, and their knee would bump the door, and it was a way to get the gauge if the door was open, and if it was, they would just go inside your fucking hotel and take shit.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Yeah, because that's the thing about like resorts and stuff like that. People, they see security and there's cops and they feel safe, so they let their guard down completely. So they'll go to the pool and like leave their hotel room cracked,
Oh, wow.
and stuff like weird shit like that. Yeah, so I was like checking around, making sure there was no pizza flyers and stuff like that, and other activities. And I came across coyotes apparently we have wolves in Florida. I came across bobcats. One time I saw
Bob Saget's.
Yeah, Bob Saget's. Yeah, yeah. He bit me, and it was like the aristocrats. the no, it was one time I thought it was a raccoon. Or a dwarf. I thought like was that guess the dwarf? And I was like, no, it was a raccoon. And then I looked, I'm like, oh shit, it's a bobcat. And like, it was like maybe 12 feet away from me. And that shit, I was freaking out. Man.
Yeah. Oh man, I wouldn't. What do you do? What do you do if something like that pounces at you? Punch it?
Well, with most of those animals, what they said with most of the wild animals, bears included, a lot of times you just act bigger and try to establish dominance. I think that's why that fucking mini horse like fell in line.
Chill on you, yeah.
Yeah, you got super chill. Yeah, like most of bobcats are not big. Honestly, there's some like Maine Coon cats, like house cats that are bigger than those things.
Yeah.
They're not big. It's just I was like, oh, that's a wild cat. That's not like a kitchen cat or some house cat.
Standard.
Yeah,
standard cat.
I remember one time I was driving and a fucking wild otter. An otter crossed the road.
What?
Yeah.
Did they go on 2s or 4s?
He was on 4s. He was way bigger than I thought too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing was fucking huge. And then gators. I came across gators, snakes, dude. All these. When I worked back access gates, I had 2 pet gators in my little pond. I called them Flopsum and Jepsum. It was the eels from Little Mermaid.
Yeah,
that was their names. Flopsum
really?
and Jepsum. Yeah. Oh. And someone gave him some weak ass name like Wayne and Willie. I'm like, fuck that. Flopsum and Jetsam. It's Disney. Come on, man. Get with the program. And then unfortunately that kid got eaten and they eliminated my pets.
Oh.
They got rid of my buddies.
I wouldn't want gators in the back pond. We got a little pond back here.
Oh yeah.
I don't think we have gators in there.
No, that's good.
Turtles. We got snapping turtles.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Yeah,
those are pretty nasty.
Yeah, especially some alligator ones. If they have those are huge.
Yeah,
yeah,
some kind of fish or whatever.
Yeah, one of the wildlife guys was missing fingers. The guy that worked at Disney.
Oh yeah,
he was missing fingers, and I was like, "Hey man, can I ask you a question?" And he's like, "Is it about my fingers?" And he knew exactly what I was gonna ask. And I was like, "Dude, I just want to know the backstory." I thought he was gonna tell me he was like a war vet or something like that.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Nah, man, no, I didn't go to Iraq or any of that stuff. I wanted to, but I got the injuries or whatever." And I was like, "What happened to the fingers?" And then he goes, I thought he was gonna say like fireworks. He's like, "No, alligator snapping turtle."
Oof,
alligator snapping turtle. He goes, "You gotta be careful where that head's at." I was like, "Whoa!"
I love Southerners. They're the best.
Yeah,
so casual.
Yeah,
be careful where that head's at.
Yeah,
just
now,
missing always 4 fingers.
Now I always look like I'm bowling.
My wife's still happy.
Yeah, she loves it.
That's so funny.
Yeah, he said he was actually going catfish noodling.
Oh yeah,
and
I've seen videos of that.
And I guess there was a alligator snapping turtle in the hole where there was catfish.
Oh.
I guess, and he put his hand in there that he thought was a catfish and lost 2 fingers.
God damn.
Yeah, dude, that's brutal.
I would not want to lose fingers. That would be no good.
Yeah, did he told me his like way to stop the bleeding? It was the most redneck shit I've ever heard.
Burned it?
He took a knife and like lit it on, like took a flame to it, and then before he did that though, he had Jack Daniels in his boat, and he poured Jack Daniels all over his hand, to sterilize it, and then he took his Bowie knife and like put like a torch to it, and then fucking singed it.
Holy shit!
That's the most hardcore shit I've ever heard.
That is fucking. I don't even know what to do with that.
I was like, I'm looking at his hand. It's not like he's like bullshitting.
I'd be upset if I spilled Jack Daniels on me and I had no cuts. I would just be like, it would ruin my day.
And it's one of those
They
stories.
fucking seared his hand shut.
It was one of those stories that was so
Jack
unbelievable.
Daniels marinated fingers.
Once again, his wife likes it. He's telling me the story, and part of me wanted to be like, bullshit. But I was looking at a man telling me the story of him. He get his fingers bit off as he has no fingers. So it's like, there's an element of truth to this.
Yeah, he's got to be.
Yeah, but he was, that was insane.
I don't have a lot of growing up in New York. There wasn't a lot of animals because only like certain ones survived the crowdedness. You know.
Yeah. You have any rat stories?
No, we didn't have a lot of rats. Rats. I would grew up in Long Island.
Okay.
The city is infested with rats.
Yeah.
So if you go anywhere near piles of garbage, especially at night, you'll see rats in the city.
Oh, okay.
And really big ones too. And I've heard rats could chew through anything, like they could chew through steel. So they predict that if like humans went extinct, that rats would come out of the cities, and move out into the country and like be a real problem. Like they would expand and move out and multiply and get bigger and.
Holy shit.
Yeah, rats apparently, are no joke. So that's something to think about. But I remember seeing like when I went to North Carolina, when we moved to Raleigh, we were walking on a trail one time. It was like it was a couple of weeks since we got there, and we were walking by someone, and they go, "Hey, just to let you know, there's a really big black snake up there." And my like alarm bells. I was like, "Oh no!" And I'm like Googling like black snake poisonous, like trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I saw that sucker, but they were fine. It was like, they're not. I don't know. They're not like dangerous, but like it's weird when you don't know. I had Southern friends who were like so comfortable around like any kind of nature.
Yeah.
Like, the kind of people who are like, there'll be like a rattlesnake like rattling, and it'll be like, I'm ready to like bite you.
Yeah.
And they're like, fuck this thing, and they'll just they'll half raise a foot towards it and then like grab it by the face and throw it. People like that. I'm like, fucking, I can't even understand you as a person. And then, but if you put them in like a city situation, they don't know how to handle themselves.
Yeah.
Whereas I could like I'm able to do that shit, but I can't. Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. It's funny how people are. Your environment does that.
I used to be like the rattlesnake wrangler of homeless people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that, like, fuck this, and I'll just put my foot in there.
We did that. We had to talk to a lot of. This is so crazy because thinking about it now, it's so dangerous. But when we were like 14, in New York, we would go to the train station and find homeless people and approach them and give them money to go buy beer for us. And
oh shit!
And we'd be like, you buy us this, and you could keep the rest of the money or buy yourself something, whatever you want to do with it. Like, just buy us this. It would always be like, we'd want like a 12-pack of Bud Light or something, Yeah. It was simple. Like,
some
it would be like
shit.
three of us. And sometimes they would rip us off. Sometimes they would do it. Sometimes they would go, oh, they didn't have it, and they would give us like a 6-pack, and they would steal the rest of the money. They would rip us off. Like,
yeah.
But we would just go to like like these fucking insane people,
That's crazy. You mentioned the people that are like super comfortable around nature. I don't like people that are super that are like that, but with like insects. They're like, oh, it's just a fucking spider. I'm like, it's a fucking black widow, dude. Like, I don't know what. Like, first of all, I know it's venomous, but or poisonous or whatever. But second of all, I don't know what it's gonna do to my body. All right, like you're just gonna roll the dice, or they're like, oh, it's just a wasp nest. I'm like, dude, fucking, that's a whole horde of fucking like fucking hummingbirds with fucking daggers as asses.
Yeah,
that are just angry. They're angry for no reason.
Knives for butts.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think. I don't know. I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh, it's weird. That was another thing. Now going back to the theme park, we used to have like a lot of stray cats.
Yeah,
and people were like, "Why are there so many stray cats and stuff?" I'm like, well, when they get on properly, there's not really much we could do, but we keep them around because it's a natural, organic uh, uh, pest control.
Yeah.
The cats, when there's cats, there's no mice.
Right.
It was
True.
the same thing at the mall. When I worked at the mall, we had a shit ton of stray cats, and I'm like, when was the last time you saw a rat? We had rat traps. I was like, when was the last time you saw a rat? Exactly.
Yeah,
Stop
they
bitching
get it.
about the fucking stray
They
cats.
get it.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet. Yeah, I guess they got their benefits. If you could be any animal, what would it be?
Now, am I just a human that exhibits the animal's behavior, or I have to be the animal?
No, you gotta you're full on the animal.
Ooh, it's interesting. Tiger, maybe.
Tiger?
I want to say tiger. I just like apex predators. I don't want to have to worry about getting eaten. But I mean, no, there's no apex predator when there's humans. So I guess I'll just be human still. Loophole, baby.
Loopholes.
No, but a tiger though. I don't know. Or a silverback gorilla, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it would be like being yourself, but just much stronger.
Much stronger. Yeah. Way stronger.
Way stronger. Yeah. I think panda for me, because no natural enemies, and I think the panda or koala, one of them hang out and they eat a bunch of
Oh, we're talking cute animals too. Then I might be a quokka.
What's that?
Okay, you ever see they're the friendliest animals. They're like they're like little marsupials that they live in like South Australia.
Oh.
And they have no they're actually where they're at in Australia, they have no natural predators in that little areas like islands and stuff.
Yeah.
And so they're not bashful around humans.
Oh, okay.
And they smile. They literally fucking smile. There's photos online. You look up quokka, and actually the my South Florida friend, the girl that I met in MegaCon, Alex with her, I got her a quokka, a little plushy quokka.
Cool.
Yeah, but yeah, like I like quokkas though. I liked them before I met her and all that stuff. They're just cool as shit. Like they're smiling.
Yeah.
And they let you take
pretty
selfies
sweet.
with them and shit. It's weird. But I like them. I like wombats. I don't know if you've ever seen wombats. Wombats are
My friend in high school was nicknamed Wombat, and we go, Wombat. They're weird looking.
yeah.
I like a red panda. You ever see a red panda?
Yeah.
They look like a little Super Mario
It does. It does.
suit.
I like them. They chill where they're at. There's really no predators for them.
Yeah.
Except humans, they're cool.
Yeah, we decide we like a red panda soup or something.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Yeah, I would totally get that from Walk and Roll.
That's another classic O&A bit. At exotic animal delicacies.
Oh, really?
It's a great bit.
I never really listened to Opie and Anthony.
It's another one, Patrice. They talk about some exotic animal delicacy, and then one of them goes I wonder what other animals would be delicious, and then just start listing off exotic animals, their different parts.
Yeah.
Flamingo knees. Sauteed penguin taint.
Sauteed penguin taint.
It's just a different way to prepare exotic animals. Great.
Dude, David Tell had a bit about the penguins, eating a penguin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I would love it. I would eat a penguin because it's it smells like fish. It tastes like chicken or something like that.
Oh yeah, I remember it. Yeah,
yeah. I can't remember the bit. I'm ruining the bit.
Man.
Now, if you could have the abilities of two animals, what would you do? What would you have?
Probably flight. It would. So either flight and like strength, like a gorilla strength with the ability to fly like a bird,
Yeah.
or flight and also the ability to swim through water like a shark or a fish or whatever. So like you'd have two modes of transportation.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. Although you'd still be pretty vulnerable because if you're able to fly and everything, but humans are a vulnerable because we're like smart and everything.
Yeah.
Or to an extent, but
Yeah.
but like all our organs and stuff are all exposed. Like we walk around with our bellies out, and that's like where all our stuff is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Normally animals like will protect their bellies.
Yeah.
As a survival instinct.
I think that's probably why I'm walk the way I do. I don't know if you've ever seen me. I'm always like hunched over. It's like an instinctual thing, kind of like.
I'm reading a book on body language.
Yeah.
And I started watching a YouTube channel on it too, and it's fascinating. And
what does that say about me?
Well, like tucking in could be like a comfort thing, a protection thing. It's
okay.
But it's kind of just what you're saying. But
Gotcha.
it all stems back to like evolution and survival.
Yeah.
And it's like unconscious. It's like your limbic system. So it's like these processes that play out and there's reactions and we have no control over it.
Yeah.
It just happens and it's reactions to either stressors or just whatever the environment is. But yeah, that's like a big thing is like protecting. So I don't know. What two would you do?
Well, I was originally gonna say flight and be able to breathe underwater.
Yeah,
seems
like a good because then you're really limitless in terms of where you could go.
Yeah, but for to keep things interesting, since you already kind of like mentioned those, I would first of all I would have the pits of like a viper where they could see like almost like predator vision. That's how a rattlesnake see is like the heat pits.
Okay.
They can see heat signatures like a flare heat. Yeah. So like I can distinguish between a wall and you. In a dark room, that type of thing.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Cool.
I would like that.
Like predator vision.
Yeah, but predator vision, and then echolocation,
like a dolphin.
Yeah,
that would be
or
cool.
or bat, like both
sonar.
Sonar, yeah, that'd be cool. Or the punching ability of a fucking mantis shrimp.
The mantis shrimp punching ability, yeah, because you could go all pro boxing.
Yeah,
you could just knock everyone out.
I'd probably kill people.
Probably, yeah. You probably punch right through them.
Right, just people with one arm.
Yeah, they fly over the ropes.
Yeah. What was there was something else.
Camouflage would be cool, like chameleon camouflage.
Ooh, yeah.
But although if you're just yourself standing against the wall, you just look like bricks.
Yeah.
And people are like, "What do you do?" They just look weird.
Now, as a stand-up comic, yeah, that would be cool as shit. And also, voice mimicry.
Oh yeah, parrot. The ability to do any imitation. That'd be cool.
that would be amazing for stand-up.
Yeah. The Dan Soderbergh.
The Dan Soderbergh. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, that would be cool. That's a fun thought experiment. What two animals?
Yeah.
It's fun because it's a fun combination. We should ask the fools. We should ask our listeners say what they would come up with.
If you're listening to this episode and you get to this point, like message us. What would you like? Yeah, we should do like an Instagram story, and be like, what two animals abilities would you? And it can only be two.
Yeah, and we'll post the whatever we think is the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting. There's
the gift of flight and the stink shooting ability of a skunk, because then you could fly around and fart on people's faces. You could literally crop dust
people.
That would be good.
Oh, and then there's like armor.
Yeah, armadillo. Or
Yeah.
rhino skin.
Rhino skin. Fuck, man. Or like have a snake tongue and you'd be a lot of ladies' friends, man.
Snake tongue and an octopus arms.
Oh man, yeah.
You get a lot of Japanese ladies like that.
Human hentai, man.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Yeah, man. That's I don't know. That's our dive into the animal world and the connection to the animal world and
yeah.
all that stuff. And I'm
If
not.
you see an animal, a mini horse or whatever kind of animal, be nice to it.
Yeah. Or tame that motherfucker.
Yeah, but assert your dominance so it follows
And then
you.
feed it Fuji apples.
And wait for the owner cowboy to come around and go, "Is that Dexter?"
Oh yeah, but yeah. So if I would like to hear anybody's two animal features that you would choose. I
Yeah.
would love to hear that. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to hear any cool ones. I want to hear. So I want to see if there's any shitty ones. People are like,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
We should list them off next episode. The
Yeah.
best and the worst.
yeah. Some people would be like, I want to be like a hornet. Like, oh, you want your ass to have a dagger hanging out of it? It's fucking weird. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
Hey, man.
it's not cool to be not cool.
It's yeah. Yeah, man. As we know, it's if you don't listen to us, like or subscribe, then you're dumb. And it's no fun to be dumb, but it's cool to be foolish. Come on.